record all of these sessions, and I'll make sure that everybody is muted, got a nice clean background and all of those things. So we will get started. Okay, wonderful. Got everything set. So, hey, my name is Chuck Hansen. You're going to hear all about a little bit about my background and bio. But you know what? This is not about me. This is about you. And if you're here, if you've been invited here to listen to this live presentation, congratulations. If you've been invited by somebody to listen to the replay, again, congratulations. If you're brand new to the industry of network marketing, you're going to hear some things that won't really process very well, because in this industry, there's a possibility of making large sums of money, and that usually short circuits a lot of people's brains. But my message is all about timing. So like I said here, if you've been in network marketing and you failed in network marketing, probably wasn't your fault. It was probably because of bad timing, right? A lot of other reasons, but bad timing has a lot to do with it. Making big money in this industry is very, very simple if you can catch a company at the right time of their growth cycle. And every company goes through these growth cycles, right? Valentus has grown over 900% in the past 12 months and positioned for massive growth over the next 3 to 5 years. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how you can make a 5, 6, 7-figure residual income. And if that's something that you're interested in doing, by all means, stick around. Just buckle up. We got a lot of information to cover in just a short amount of your time to be able to do this. So before we get started, I just want you to have something to think about. Is it possible for you to make $100,000 a year doing what you're currently doing? A lot of people would say yes. Maybe the average income in the U.S. is $35,000, $38,000 a year, so you have to be, above the average for sure. What about $100,000 a month? Now, is that possible? You're probably going to say no. Are you kidding me? $100,000 a month? Stay tuned, right? The other question is, how much money have you saved since you started working? Maybe you're brand new in the workforce. I never really had a job, but I understand other people do have jobs. And, so maybe you're halfway through your working career. Maybe you're getting toward the end of your working career, that 40 years, of working real hard. If you get sick or hurt and you can't work, what's going to be your fate? What will be your fate? Have you thought about that? Maybe you've got insurance to cover that. No, most people don't. But if you're trading time for money, then you really need to pay attention to this presentation. And, what we're going to do is offer you a different plan. Maybe a plan B, maybe it'll turn out to be a plan A. I love this, until you find a way to make money even while you're sleeping, you're going to work until you die. And that is pretty much the truth for everybody. A little bit about myself. I've been in the network marketing industry for 31 years now, full-time. Owned an advertising agency for 16 years. Never thought that I'd ever be in this industry. I thought it was for people that couldn't go out and get a real job. And I really didn't understand the money potential until a good friend of mine drugged me off to a meeting in 1987. He kind of didn't tell me the truth. He didn't tell me where we were going. We were going to go out to dinner and have a bunch of fun. Well, we had a bunch of fun, but he took me to a network marketing meeting. And, what I found were a whole bunch of people that didn't look particularly smart that were making more money monthly than I was making annually after 16 years. So I paid very close attention to everything that was going on. I made the decision to get in the industry that evening because of what I saw. And now, after 31 years, I think I have my PhD in network marketing, or at least I'm still working on it. I built organizations of over 400,000 people twice in my career in over 39 countries, traveled over 6 million miles, and I was happily semi-retired. I mean, I was just consulting for a couple of different companies until the fateful day, right? May of 2018. I found myself the fattest I had ever been in my life, And then I got a call. I got a call from a good buddy of mine who happens to be the president, CEO, and the person that started Valentus, a guy by the name of Dave Jordan. I'll tell you more about that later. You know, what I've done is I recorded a little segment with John Horenza. John is the #1 income earner with Valentus. He's been with the company since day one. I give him a lot of credit for doing that. But I want you to hear John's story, and I particularly want you to hear his background, right? And where he came from and why he got in the industry of network marketing and what's going on right now with Valentus, because the right now is the most important story. So let me let you hear that, and I'll be right back to you.
Thank you so much for that kind introduction. And, you know, with your history and success you've had in the industry, Chuck, let me just say it's just an honor to be working with you. I mean, you're a legend in this industry and just, you know, have done amazing things, and just so excited to have you here, you know, with us here at Valentus. You know, folks, I'll give you a little history on myself. I've been now 30 years now in this industry. I grew up in a small town in Minnesota, actually still have a lake home there, very near where I grew up. You know, I had no sales background. I was a blue collar worker. I was a welder, you know, building, maintaining equipment. I have a learning disability, I have dyslexia. And so I came to the industry, you know, with no self-esteem, no self-confidence, very shy and introverted. My first experience was NSA water filters, and just an amazing experience. It was 4 years there, learned the fundamentals, you know, fell in love with network marketing, learned how important timing was, how important a consumable product was, and so I've now been 30 years in the industry. I've been with 4 companies. Every single experience has been phenomenal. I mean, you know, NSA, 4 years, earned about $400,000. Was with Rexall after that for 12 years, earned $4 million. From there, master distributor of Wayora. Over that 12-year window, you know, was able to earn about $10 million, and then another couple million with its sister company, Javita. And now I'm with Valentus, right? And what's led me to Valentus, #1, is because here's what I believe, is all of these companies, right, and/or opportunities are made up of 5 critical elements, right? The company, the product, the compensation plan, you know, the timing, and the training and support. And if 2 or 3 of those elements are not in place, I mean, it really doesn't matter how good we are, you know, or how hard we work. I mean, despite our best efforts, we're going to struggle, right? I mean, you could take me now, having earned $22 million in the industry, put me with a company where those elements aren't in place, and I'm going to struggle. I mean, I look at myself here today. I'm not a different person. I'm not doing anything different than I've ever done, but, you know, averaging, you know, almost $400,000 a month, on the verge of making $500,000 a month. So I'm not doing anything different. The difference is the vehicle, right? And let me, you know, we all know, and I'm assuming most of these people watching this are people that have been in the industry, you've had success, you know, hear these stories about timing, and timing really is everything, right? And timing is actually very predictable. I mean, timing is a factor of numbers. There's very distinctive tipping points to where, you know, that trigger, you know, momentum and trigger that critical mass window where the company actually, you know, just explodes. And here's what's, you know, we've went in the, I mean, we've had our challenges. We're 5 years old. You know, we had a really good start, or actually a slow start. Then in the middle, you know, 2016, we had a great year. We had some challenges. You know, in May of last year, May of 2018, we were under $1 million in sales. We just closed out July over $8 million in sales. Okay, we've grown $1 million in each of the last in the last 4 months, and we're on track here in August to grow another $1 million. But here's why I'm telling you the story from a strict number standpoint, right? It's we've reached that point. This point of geometric growth is starting to work for us, because 7 million of the 8 million in sales is all brand new volume. Everybody's new and fresh and excited. So our attrition is literally non-existent. And so it's kind of like if you look at that penny a day, double every day concept, and you know, you hit that certain tipping point where the compounding effect of numbers just kind of just take a course of its own, just explode. And if you look, and I got a little chart here, and if you look at the compounding effect of numbers, right, a penny a day doubled every day, and it's about day 20. It's about day 20 that the numbers really become significant, right? And that's from a just kind of a comparison standpoint. I think that's where we are. We're at about day 20. Because we have so many brand new, excited people making money and exploding that we're ready to absolutely explode. Okay, so we went from $1 million a month to $8 million a month in the last year. We went from $2 million a month to $8 million a month since the first of the year. And I believe by the end of this year, we're going to grow $1 million in August. I believe with our conference in Orlando, we're going to grow $2 million in September. And I believe we're going to be doing $12 million a month by the end of this year. So and it's not just here in the United States. Chuck, you were just telling me about a meeting in Nigeria where you had people stand, 400 people in Nigeria, and we're not even official there yet, right? I was in Spain, in May, we're doing like $1.5 million a month in Spain. The thing is absolutely ready to explode. And again, I can just keep going. I'm excited, folks. This is the absolute dream time to join a company because we are ready to absolutely explode. So
So guys, I think that you heard John's message, and that is that it's timing, and that's what I discovered. I'll tell you a little bit more about the story. Dave Jordan called me in May of 2018. I was the fattest I had ever been. He told me about this miraculous weight loss coffee that they were just introducing into the marketplace, and he asked me if I'd listen to a phone call about people that have been using the product for about 30 days. Here I was looking for a solution, right? It's like so many people are looking for a solution. And everybody does what I needed to do was just order some coffee and, give it a try myself. So that's what I did. I ordered some coffee. I decided to try it. And I lost 9 pounds the first week. Didn't even understand why I lost the weight, but I did. And then lost 18 pounds the first month. Now talk about being excited. That's absolutely just phenomenal weight loss. So, here's what happened next. I bought an airplane ticket. I called Dave Jordan back up and I said, Dave, I just grabbed an airplane ticket. I'm going to come and visit with you for a couple of days. And he said, come on. So I flew up to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, walked into those front doors right there and sat down with Dave for two and a half days and really investigated Valentus from start to finish. You see, I've known Dave for about 8 years. I knew that he was starting the company, but I really hadn't ever paid any attention. But this time I was paying very close attention because of the results on the product that I just got myself, right? So at that time, they were just about 4 years old. About $80 million in sales, now $125 million in sales, had millions of dollars in the bank, totally debt-free. Dave owns the building outright, paid $1 million cash for it, has a global seamless compensation plan. And for you that don't exactly know what that means that we can refer people all over the globe and we can ship product to them all over the world. So, Dave is just one of those unique, very, very unique individuals that can pull this off. You see, most companies fail. Most companies in their first 2 years get started and go out of business. And Dave has now we're 5 years old. And John just mentioned that in August, should be, well, August is obviously gone. We cracked almost 10 million, a month in sales just by an inch. The phenomenal event in Orlando came off without a hitch, except for a hurricane called Dorian, which precluded me from attending for the second year in a row. We had a hurricane in my neighborhood on exactly 1 year to the day, right? What are the chances of that? So, I got started. And because why I got started, it was very easy for me. You see, I've been with 3 other companies that had the same type of structure, if you will, that Valentus had when I looked at it, and I knew exactly where we were going, right? There wasn't any question about where the company was going. Here's the product line. I stay focused on one product because it's the Slim Roast Optimum coffee right there, because it works. It works almost instantly, and it works on almost everybody instantly, and everybody gets results. So why not, we've got a lot of other incredible products that any company would be delighted to have, and we could have started the company with any one of these other products, but Slim Roast Optimum is really the home run. Then the formulator came up and created a cocoa product, right? A hot chocolate product, exactly the same formulation, but without the coffee, with cocoa instead. So, incredible. Go to valentusproducts.com, learn all about the products, and make sure that you get some samples from whoever asked you to be on here. Get some samples of the Valentus Slim Roast, because it is absolutely awesome. There's what John was talking about, right? A 900% growth from May when I joined to May a year later. So I just wanted to show you a snapshot of what's happened over the last 12 months, from when I started. Here, June, July, growing $1 million a month or more, right? August now, almost 10 million. And it's all about this hitting that critical growth, something in the industry called momentum that a lot of companies talk about, a lot of companies brag about. Very few companies actually ever go into momentum. So again, only 2% of the companies that start actually move through any type of growth phase at all, because they go out of business. But, here's where we're at. That's about where, most of the people, I got started back in May of 2018, which was 700,000. Now we're hitting 10 million a month. And for most companies, that's that critical mass number. Whether it's 10 million, 11 million, 12 million, there's nothing really, set in stone. But, it's when income stories and the product results stories start being so overwhelming that more and more and more people hear the story and they come and jump into the company. So, here's where we're at. There's where we're going. Here's the kind of numbers that I see us going to. Easily 50 million in 2019, 400 million plus in 2020. And folks, that'll be I'm telling you, the next 3 to 5 years are going to be massive growth. So now, like John said, is the time to get in so you can experience what this fisherman is doing. The fish are literally jumping in the boat. You see, John's talking about us, increasing in sales by $1 million a month, million and a half a month. What happens when we start going into 5 million a month, right? And it's going to happen. It might not happen in February. It might not happen in March. Those months may be 2 million, might be 3 million, whatever the number is. But over the course of the next 12 months, we'll get to 50 to 60 to 65 million dollars a month in sales from where we're at, and that'll put us at that magical number, 450 million. And I'm telling you, folks, that is, we do 450 million, that's $225 million in commissions that are going to be paid out to people like you and I. And that's why I got in. So I didn't want to leave any millions on the table. This is a little chart I love to show people of the ranks, the qualification, but most importantly, the average monthly income. So look, Diamond is relatively easy to get to. There's like 680 diamonds in the company now, but it starts to thin out, right? 680 diamonds, fewer double diamonds, fewer triple diamonds, fewer blue diamonds, and then there's Royal Diamond and a few other positions above that. So I hit the triple diamond in October of last year. There you can see the income, 15,000 to 30,000 a month, and that's pretty close. A little low, but pretty close. And Blue Diamond is where I'm going. You know, that's where my sponsor, Rick Gerald's, just was, and now has moved up to Royal Diamond. You know, as you can see, the income, 33 to 75,000 a month. So it's a nice neighborhood to be in, right? So if I can do it, if Rick can do it, if John can do it, and so many other people are doing it, you can do it. I mean, there's just no two ways about it if you'll just pay attention and get plugged into the system. That was my first check. That was my check a year later. We get paid weekly. We get paid every Friday like clockwork, right? It just deposits right into my bank account. I made almost $225,000 my first 12 months in the business. But what's important is that I've already made $125,000 in the first 3 months of my second year. So I've made, you know, half as much, more than half as much in just a quarter of the time because of the growth, right? That exponential growth that just keeps happening and happening and happening. If you think that network marketing, like I thought in the very beginning, wasn't for people that made a lot of money, you're absolutely wrong. Because just take a look. I mean, this is just a few of the people on the businessforhome.org magazine, the Business for Home magazine website, and they keep track of all, you know, everything like this. They verify everything. So these are all real numbers. Those are all real numbers, and you know, you're going to literally see, you're going to see hundreds of people being put on this list over the course of the next 3 to 5 years. So, you know, here's a question for you. If there was a pretty darn good chance that a $600 investment plus 10, 12, 15 hours a week part-time effort over the next 3 to 5 years would or could produce a 6 or perhaps even a 7-figure annual income, is that something you'd be interested in doing? You know, when I ask that question to people, most people say, yes, of course. You know, are you kidding me? $600 at the shot of 6-figure, 7-figure annual income, you know, and all the training is provided. You know, it's a volunteer army. Obviously, it's a volunteer army. You know, we're looking for people just like ourselves that are looking to improve their life and do something different with their life. And, you know, if you like helping other people, if you like the thought of unlimited income, if you like the thought of not being an employee or having no employees, then this is it, right? The tax benefits and all of the other things. So, you know, this is as close to a franchise without the big franchise fee, 100, 200, 300, 400,000 or more, right? I mean, everything is here and in place. It's a cookie cutter system, just like a franchise. So if you've thought about buying a franchise, I would seriously consider network marketing as opposed to doing that. So how do you get started? There's really 2 ways, basically. You can get started with the Emerald Pack, a whole $1,195. You get 36 products. Or my recommendation, and the best way to start, is at $600, right? I mean, it's $575 and, you know, some shipping and handling and so on and so forth. And, you know, it's about $600 and $160 a month to stay active. So for that, you get enough samples so that you can build your business by letting people try the product, and you maximize the compensation plan. So you max out the payout of all the commissions. So if you're going to do the work, you might as well get the maximum amount of money. One of the things that you participate in at this business builder level or the Emerald Career Pack is something called the legacy bonus, which is something I'm not going to talk about tonight. You also get to participate in a much larger dual team match, and you get to participate in the global enrollment bonus pool. So, you know, if you're looking for a business and $600 fits right in your budget, I would say get started, right? Good friend of mine, Marshall Silver, was the first diamond in my organization. You might be wondering, I don't even know if anybody knows who Marshall is, but he's a world-renowned hypnotist and speaker, trainer, and has just done phenomenal things. But he saw me posting some pictures of me losing weight, and he reached out to me and he said, Chuck, how are you getting the fat to melt off your body like that? And I said, Marshall, I'm drinking this magic coffee. He said, you know, if you don't have my address, here it is. I need some of that. So I sent him some, and lo and behold, same thing happened to him. That's happened to everybody else, right? He started losing weight. He couldn't believe it because he just couldn't get the weight off. And he started dropping weight. And so he became a real believer. Now he promotes the Valentus Slim Roast Optimum Coffee and the opportunity at each one of his events. But what he's done for everybody in the organization that wants to attend his Turning Point Seminar, it's a 3-day event. Here's 2 that are happening in California. Most of them happen in Las Vegas, where he lives. But you can go to silver.com/TP and learn all about the Turning Point event. It's awesome. I just have to tell you, it's awesome. And well worth just the investment just to go spend 3 days with Marshall. So where do you see yourself? I mean, are you ready to get started? Are you one of those people, right, that see an opportunity, make a decision, and, you know, you're ready to go? Then congratulations. You know, maybe you're one of these people that, like I was, right? I had a lot of questions, right? I had to have a lot of things answered for me. I was skeptical at best. I mean, I've been around the industry and I've made millions of dollars, but I was still skeptical. And, you know, I had to go and investigate it for myself. You know, and maybe you're one of these people, you know, hey, I don't think it's for me, or hey, I just want to become a customer. That's cool. You know, we're looking for people, and the people that are sending you this video are looking for people that are interested in changing their lives, right? That are interested in helping other people, that are interested in, you know, making a great deal of money and sharing this amazing product with all the people that they know. So, you know, I'm going to leave you with this and be right back to you.
In the Far East, they have something that's called the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow. They have to water and fertilize the ground where it is every day. And it doesn't break through the ground until the 5th year. But once it breaks through the ground, within 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Now the question is, does it grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks or 5 years? The answer is obvious. It grows 90 feet tall in 5 years, because at any time had that person stopped watering and nurturing and fertilizing that dream, that bamboo tree would have died in the ground. And I can see people coming out talking to a guy out there watering and fertilizing the ground that's not showing anything. Hey, what you doing? You've been out here a long time, man. And the conversation in the neighborhood is, you growing a Chinese bamboo tree, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Well, even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see ain't nothing showing. So how long you been working on this? How long have you been working on your dreams? And you have nothing to show. This is all you got to show. People gonna do that to you. And some people, ladies and gentlemen, they stop. Because they don't see instant results. It doesn't happen quickly. They stop. Oh, no. You got to keep on watering your dream. That is not going to happen as quickly as you want it to happen. A lot of things are going to happen that will catch you off guard. And so therefore you've got to deal with and handle it as it comes. And not only that, but that faith and patience drives you into action. You've got to keep moving and keep plugging away. See, during those hard times, we didn't know how you're going to make payroll. During those times when you failed and things didn't work out, they were nowhere to be found. But you know what I discovered? When you're working at your dream, somebody said the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Oh, it's sweet to you It's good to you. Why? See, when it's hard and there's a struggle, see, what you become in the process is more important than the dream. That's far more important. The kind of person you become, the character that you build, the courage that you develop, the faith that you're manifesting. Oh, it's something that you get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, you're a different kind of person. You walk with a different kind of spirit. And people know that you know what life is, that you have embraced life. You know it was hard, but you did it hard.
You know, guys, you're one decision away from your success. Success and failure are separated by one decision. Let me tell you a quick story. It was 2006. I had just moved from Austin, Texas to the coast of North Carolina, and a good friend of mine from Austin called me and said, Chuck, I'm going to send you an airplane ticket. I want you to come look at a company with me in Dallas, Texas. And I said, Brian, I'm really not interested. I think I'm just going to, take a sabbatical for a while. And he said, okay. He really didn't push me. And he asked another friend of ours who was my next door neighbor in Austin, Texas, and he didn't go either. So he kept asking, right? And it was several years later. He got off busy doing his thing. I got off busy doing my thing. And I reached out to him and I says, hey, I said, are you doing that company that, oh yeah. He said, yeah. And I said, well, how's it going? He said, well, I'm making a little bit over $300,000 a month. And I go, really? $300,000 a month? Well, he sent me a little picture the other day, and it was just a little white sheet of paper. And on that piece of paper, he had written 43 million. And he snapped that and sent it to me. And I said, what's that? He said, that's the income to date, right? The income to date from 2006 until 2019, $43 million. So one decision away, had I made that decision to join him, obviously I wouldn't be doing this. And, maybe I would have still been doing that, and no telling, I'm just saying that you just never know what's going to happen. So guys, if you were invited here by, somebody, thank them for sending you over here. There's no coincidences. You were here because you were meant to be here. And all I can say is, we've got another Zoom tomorrow night at 8 p.m. East Coast time. And that code number is 570-415-070. And then I've got another Zoom just like this on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. So Monday and Wednesday is this code number. And then Tuesday and Thursday is the 570-415-070 code number. So with that, God bless everybody. Thanks for joining me here this evening. I'm going to stop the share and stop the meeting for everybody, and I appreciate everybody being here.